A pleasure to meet y'all at last. And so for today, welcome back to Aftersought. Yeah, it's 2 in 1. Elite Power and Mega Power, they both come together into one single blaster with the Elite Dual Strike. And now, of course, any people out there who have been collectors of Nerf probably should realize that the Dual Strike probably isn't one of the worst blasters that we had out there. I mean, this is a perfect idea, pretty much, to bring in 2 different types of darts at once. You basically have a combination of both the Elite Dart and the Mega Dart, all within the same barrels. And of course, this switch here helps you to channel the airflow from the priming rod into the selected barrel. So, you basically point it down, it's Mega. And up means Elite, so that's pretty much what Elite does. And as for Mega, works the same way. Yeah, sometimes it buckshots like that because the smart AR system, it's not great by any means, but of course, I will technically consider the Dual Strike to be a pretty good blaster in and of itself, despite how some people have had some claims or critical masses against it. But of course, I will say for sure that maybe they might be right in a few cases because the spring is not quite as strong or as powerful as some other blasters, because it's quite easy to pull back. As a matter of fact, the spring isn't necessarily as tough as others out there, and it would be able to amplify the power, but of course, there's really not much you can probably do about that. But other than that, there's not really many cons I had to explain as well, though maybe the grip is kind of off a bit. As you can see, this little hump over here, that's kind of where my middle finger is supposed to rest, but unfortunately, it's a little too wide. So my middle finger just looks like that when it's holding onto the grip, so I don't know. There's not really much I could probably say about that in general, but yeah, maybe this blaster probably is more or less of a 6.0 on my personal rating when it comes to Nerf blasters in general, but ho-ho! Wow, nearly avoided an accident there. But yeah. Okay, so it's not that good of a blaster to twirl around, so that's because my thumb's knuckle right over here just kind of scrapes against the side because it's a little bit wide, as you can see, like right around here, whereas the grip itself is a tiny bit slimmer. Maybe by a millimeter or 2, but of course, other than that, probably do twirling at your own risk. It does pretty good on its own, but of course, unless you're aware that your thumb's knuckle can protrude out from it a little too far, then well, probably do the twirling part at your own risk. However though, let's see if there's one thing out there that can probably save it. That's right, the Invisibullet. Now let's go ahead and load up all 6 of these barrels with them, because I anticipate that with 2 different barrels, using 2 different ammo, I could probably anticipate 2 different functions to this blaster in general. One might be an SMG and the other might be a shotgun. Let's just see how it goes. I'm gonna go for the Mega first this time. Oh, so it is! A triple-barreled shotgun. Look out, Tiger. Look out, every other shotgun-based blaster that doesn't have 3 barrels like that. That was pretty powerful right there. So now time for the Elite. Oh yeah. Wow. Now that was pretty fun, right? 2 different firearms at once. A shotgun and an SMG. So just as I figured, pretty much, when it came to Invisibullet integration. But yeah, personally it's no more than a 6.0 based on my personal rating, because after all, the aesthetic is kind of bland in a way. The trigger color isn't necessarily in line with the rest of the orange that's on the blaster itself. I mean, this one's kind of nice, bright orange, matches my shirt. And the same thing for the priming rod. I mean, it's a little bit more, I guess, taken down on the saturation levels because its hue appears to be more of a peach-esque sort of orange instead of just, well, orange like this. Meanwhile, the Mega barrels are colored in red, which is fitting because the Mega darts are usually red, although sometimes during other color schemes, like in the Zombie Strike lineup, they can be green. And in the Sonic Ice series, which is kind of a rare find, but you can find blue Mega darts with orange tips, which would kind of match up with Elite darts. Yeah, try your best to distinguish the two from each other, but anyways. Dual Strike is a pretty good option, mostly because if you wanted to combine the power of Elite and Mega within the same barrels, then this would probably be a good call. It's not a great one by any means because from what I can gauge about its performance, it's really not at all as good as many other Elite blasters that I've tried out over the last 10 years or so. And being that I've handled hundreds of different Nerf blasters over the course of, well, the last 15 years whatsoever, this one, in general, its ergonomics are okay, but if it weren't for that hump right there in the grip itself, then maybe I could probably give it a pass, but it's not necessarily that lucky there. Although, of course, its plunger system probably would need a little modification if you wanted to give it some good performance whatsoever, and I don't know what you could probably make on the single tactical rail that's on the top, but maybe a dart storage of some sorts. I wonder if they sell dart storage for Mega darts. Because if they could sell a storage, like, attachment of any sort for missiles or Elite darts or HIR rounds, then, well, why not Mega darts? Maybe I should do some research on that. Who knows? Well, anyways, that's pretty much it here that I got to talk about the Dual Strike in general. And keep in mind, I'll still have plenty of other different blasters to choose from, usually by random selection. But of course, if you want to see more, go down to my channel. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.